Hey, what's up, you guys? It's just Functional Sean here, and did a real quick video of a couple of dudes that I follow a lot, and these are a couple of crazy guys. And at first when I started watching them, I really enjoyed what they were doing, and then they got really moronic. And then a couple of them are kind of back doing certain things, and I just talk about them a little bit. If you guys ever watch Shoenice, I'll hashtag all these guys so that you can check out their channels. His name's Shoenice, and I subscribe to him. And he's kind of was like one of the pioneers of doing, stupid shit on Facebook, or not Facebook, but YouTube, like challenges, like slamming a bottle of vodka. And a lot of it was alcohol related stuff, like I'm going to slam a bottle of Jägermeister or a bottle of vodka in 40 seconds. And then he was doing that, which was kind of amazing. And then he would come back 5 minutes later and he would actually show like blackout videos of him like stumbling around and things like that. And it's amazing to watch someone do that, but then at the same time you're thinking to yourself, this guy is wrecking himself. He's wrecking his liver. I mean, he lost his job, he lost his marriage. And then he would do stuff like eat cactuses. He would like snort tampons up his nose and stuff like that. All kinds of stupid shit. And he was doing really well for a while. He had a shit ton of subscribers, and then he started to fall off. His stuff started to get old, and for one reason or the other, I think there was a couple of reasons for him. Number one, he's not always truthful about stuff. Like, I'm a combat veteran. He talks about his time in the Army, and he talks about being in Desert Storm. That's cool, man. But every time he tells his story, it's different. And he says some of the stuff in his stories, and every time he tells the story, it's a little bit different. And a veteran can look at that and go, well, that's not right, and that's not right, and that's not right. But anyway, I digress. He started to get desperate for views. He's now on his third page, which has been reformatted, and he's got a manager, and I kind of like it. And he got away from slamming alcohol, and he left New York, and he went to Denver. And he got to smoking weed instead and just trying to act real crazy. And he got the Marge Simpson thing going, where he imitates Marge Simpson before he does his antics. And it kind of sucked, except for the whole being in Denver and smoking weed, and then he's got a medical marijuana prescription for his Crohn's and all that. So he kind of fell way off for a while. And I think it was a health issue where you got to quit slamming bottles of vodka and Jim Beam and stuff, a couple, 2-3 times a week. It will kill you. And but the bottom line was that's what was getting him views. So it appears he's back to doing it. He's got a backdrop and all that, and he's doing it again. And I think the last video I saw of his a couple days ago, he lit a whole pack worth of cigarettes and then put each cigarette out on his tongue, So that's Shoenice. So if you like stuff like that, check him out. The other guy that was kind of been doing it for years and years is LA Beast. You might know that guy. He was out in like Pepperdine or someplace out on the West Coast at college, and he's a pretty buff guy back in the day, football player type, and he was kind of a party animal, frat boy type of guy. And he started doing videos there, and he started to get a following there, and then he took it to YouTube. And he started to do the same thing. He would like eat cactuses and eat ghost peppers and stuff. And oh, by the way, anytime you watch a Carolina Reaper video, somebody eating a Carolina Reaper, it's funny as shit. I mean, I haven't seen too many that aren't funny. I mean, the Carolina Reaper pepper slays people, and everybody keeps trying to eat it, and they're so funny. There's millions of them out there. But LA Beast was kind of the same way, and that used to be the thing back then, was to get on there. People would send you requests. They'd actually send you the stuff, and then you would eat it and consume crazy things. And I think what happened to him is he was actually getting live gigs and comedy shows where he was getting pretty famous. He's got about 1.5 million subscribers now too, and he does a lot of live streaming. But he was on a comedy show, and they pulled out a beef heart, and he was going to eat the beef heart. First of all, beef heart isn't that bad of a thing to eat. I used to bake beef heart and eat it because it has a lot of protein in it. He boiled it. We thought he was going to eat it raw. But he boiled it, and then he was gagging. He was doing all this stuff because part of his shtick is to throw up. You know, drink a gallon of milk and then throw up everywhere. He's always saying, I got to go to the emergency room. I got to go to the emergency room. So he was eating this beef heart and ranting and raving all over the stage. And then they brought someone from the audience, and the guy took like 2 or 3 bites of the beef heart, and he was fine, and it was like, it's no big deal. And so it's kind of exposed a little bit. And then, so then he started his next deal, which was, I'm going to walk across America. So we have these very manic episodes of him working out, and it was really stupid things like he wouldn't take care of his feet. So if you walk 10 miles or 15 miles and you don't take care of your feet are going to be messed up. So he was trying to do that, and that he kind of quit doing that. He kind of quits everything that he does because a couple other people are actually walking across America. One guy, an activist named Mark Balmer, and I'll tag him, hashtag him. He was actually hit by a car and killed last month by a driver as he was walking across America, and it was kind of a sad story. Now these are 2 of the kooks that do stuff, Shoenice and LA Beast, and they've kind of fallen off. And the last guy tonight that, you know, what about the crazy Vaper? Have you guys ever heard about that guy? That guy is the guy that he's got his vape machine, and he puts anything in there and he vapes it. This guy vaped Carolina Reaper. You know, this guy is like 50. He looks like he's 80. You know, he looks like the Crypt Keeper because he just has abused his body. And I think they shut his page down. I haven't seen him in about a month. In the last video I saw was right around Christmas Eve, or it was right around, Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. And he vaped Bleach. He vaped Bleach. And then, so he vapes this shit. And then he has an aftermath video where he's got to go to the hospital. Then he has another video where he's back from the hospital, where I guess, you know, that you can hear him coughing, you know, when you get bleach in your lungs, because when you vape, everything goes in your lungs. He's coughing up. You drown. It's like a beta agonist, and it just opens up everything in there. It's fucking bleach, dude. And that's the crazy Vaper. Check him out. He would vape everything. He had his freaking grandson, gave him some Carolina Reaper. Almost killed the kid. You know, and it was funny as hell watching it, except you keep going, this kid's 12. And the kid got it all in his eyes, and this dude is like, oh, you shouldn't have got it in your eyes. You'll never do that again. You wanted to do it, didn't you? Yup, you're a big man now. That's the crazy Vaper. And so he's another one. You know, he would just go, oh, let me put this in here, and vape it. All into his lungs. Looks like a shriveled up prune, and I don't know how old he is. He looks like the Walking Dead. So, yeah, if you're going to do that, then realize you're killing yourself. And we'll watch it. We'll all watch it, and we'll laugh at you. We'll laugh. We're not laughing with you because you ain't laughing. You're dying most of the time. But I watch those guys. I subscribe to those guys, and I watch them. And I like watching them, even though they've fallen off. One of my next videos that I'll do next time, so I can keep this about 8 to 10 minutes, is about food challenge guys. And I like those guys a lot better because they put plates full of food in front of them, 10 pounds of food. And like Randy Santel, I'll talk about him. I think he's, you know, it's mind-boggling what he does. And he tours all around the country and all around in Europe. And he sits down and all those food challenges, you eat this big breakfast or 8 pounds of food or this or that, or a 5-pound pizza in under a certain amount of time, and you get a t-shirt and you get on the wall. He does all that. He's like Matt Stoney without the Coney Island thing. Matt Stoney does that on his page. He eats enormous amounts of food, and he's a little tiny dude. And he's actually won the Coney Island hot dog contest. So I'll talk about a little bit about those guys. But I'll hashtag these guys that I talked about today. They're funny. Check them out, and I'll hashtag them, and you can check their pages out, and it's something to look at, and it's something to laugh at. All right. This is Dysfunctional Sean. Have a great night. Peace out.